Evening guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles in life, as well as a simple process to reach high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves and the world around us. If you'd like a brief introduction, brief story as to how I break down the Ahn Rho Project, each domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, and check that out on our previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight to January 2021, and beyond for more day versions, which will include a copyright-free music, content live stream schedule, how we divvy the 15-minute live stream story into 3 phases, 11 segments, including domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth. That being said, diving into the second segment, as usual, 3 things. First of all, this is the first of 2 live streams today because we have a lot to get through, so once again, we're going to stay up late. Second thing, solve 8.5, override a system to principle to free myself from the system, a rule to break all of the rules, so that I can become most practical and get what most urgent needs done. And last but not least, of course, if you want to skip this abridged, shortened introduction, you can just easily do that as a video on demand, fast forwarding 1 minute to 1 minute and a half into the Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever video you're looking for. That being said, let's take a look on screen. What you see is what you get. We have a lot of photography, a lot of screenshots, a lot of stuff to get through having to do with documenting food, gifts, nutrition, purchases, volunteering, employment, and so on and so forth, supplements, business products, and so on and so forth, relationships. So let's just get started without further ado. We're going to do phase 2, obviously, as usual. The digital portion right now is what you see, and then after that is phase 3, which is more tangible, which I highly doubt we'll get to in this stream, but maybe in the second live stream we will. So we start off right now. It seems like the top left or the bottom right is the one that is the most dominant on the screen right now. Let's take a look right now. Which one's the one that overlays? It's the top left, so we'll start off there. You can see there's roughly about at least 60, probably 80 photograph screenshots. We'll start off the top left. We see identified a potential security fraud concern. So this is the antivirus picking up. After having updated, I just felt it was noteworthy mentioning. Actually, what's going on there is I was clicking a link on Microsoft Word for one of the files I downloaded from my volunteer coordinator, and so volunteer manager, not coordinator, as a security concern. So I decided to search it up on Google instead. So just Google up the website, and what that link was, of course, for like the courses, online learning that's necessary for the hospital that I'm volunteering for. So Paint, this one has to do with bank checking. Paint, I just use Microsoft Paint to capture some of the photographs of me going through the balances on my bank accounts. Now obviously I blot out pretty much everything, so privacy, confidentiality, there's no way anybody could actually figure out what it would be about. You would just see like the balance, and that's about it. But that's the whole point, is for me to do this kind of check every month or so and make sure that all my accounts are safe and so on and so forth. So that's something I had to do. Moving on, that's something I hope you will do. This is not like specific to me. Everybody does this. You check your accounts once in a while. That's all it's got to do with. You don't want to be paying interest. Over here on the left-hand side panel, right-hand side panel, both sides, we have some supplements. So we'll get to this in a moment. Phase 3, my Omega, so omega-3 omega-3 fatty acids. So also the supplements there having to do, again, business products that I have my own. Sun Health Sciences, antioxidants, so on and so forth. And you can see that they're in region C1 and 2 at the very top, on the top left, the top right, just taking it out after restock, replenish. Alright, go down here for a second. We have photographs of things that that I purchased for my colleagues as gifts. So we have on the bottom right, a little bit of that Josie Travel ketogenic diet. Looks like nut clusters with sesame seeds and walnuts, and it's nice. It's a nice snack. At the very middle, you see also there's some 2 bottles of Glucerna, mixed berry flavor. I intend on passing one of these bottles to ML, another bottle, bottle to KR, as well as to LB and her family. The ketogenic nut clusters from ML for ML. So it's like I have like 3 groups of different people I want to give to, and in total there's about 5 different people. We also have the peaches, which are at the very bottom here. You can barely see it. Barely make it in that white clear plastic bag. I know the resolution is pretty shit, but you get the idea. Peaches, Lucerna bottles, meal replacements, as well as nut clusters, gifts for my colleagues, which they're all like family to me. So over here we have snapshot of the backup on, I believe, OneDrive, Google Drive, whatever. And that's just me uploading the volunteer hours for this particular month. So that's what you see here in the left-hand corner, left, right. That's the email as well as the uploaded onto the drive. So for this month, that would be October. And then of course you see the samples in September, but whatever, you get the idea. We see on the left hand corner here, the kind of file names. Of course, I had to just kind of create based off of the template. I have the algorithm. So volunteer timesheet, so on and so forth. A6 male gun lap singlet. That's basically the jersey. Very bottom left here, you see the Excel document I created myself. It wasn't mandatory, I just created myself. So volunteer missed appointment, volunteer postponed appointment, skipped, discontinued client, so on and so forth. Calling services, checking up on the seniors that, again, they're even my clients are like family. I treat them like family. And I just want to make sure they're doing well. I know their daughter, I know his daughter, CW, and his daughter. And then hours, how many hours he spoke for, just check up, have some conversation, try to get his head out of the gutter because his wife has Alzheimer's. It's a very sad state of affairs right now. You can relate to this. Some of you guys watching right now, you probably, your grams or whatever, a good friend of yours has Alzheimer's or whatever. So that's what's going on there. And they're both cooped in because of COVID-19. They can't go out. So that's my kind of job right there, kind of role, my responsibility to keep up with that. We have on the right hand side some toilet paper. This one's much more lighthearted. It's from a Domestic Guardians, and I just want to say, I had to capture this and say that's something that I use. So on a good majority basis. So it's something I have to be thankful for, and just keep track of inventory. That's the main thing. It's a class 2 item from my Domestic Guardians. And then over here you have the barometer. It's a class 4 item for residency and class 1 in nature because we're renting it out. Behind this is where I've stashed one of the keys. So we're gonna just remove that. Now I probably shouldn't be saying something like that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So at the top left hand corner, we're gonna maximize everything here. So you see the barometer, thermometer, whatever you want to call. And then the key pinned with the safety pin, just kind of latched at the very backdrop. It doesn't really, this is not going to serve a purpose. It's not going to put me in danger or anything, because the fact is, this is not the key to the house. This is the key to one specific compartment of the unit inside the house. So unless you can get in, it's like, the point is where the key is, whatever. And it doesn't really show you where it is specifically. It's just latched onto a pin somewhere with a barometer. Over here on the middle here, we have conversations with colleagues, with my brother specifically today. Came in, got the tweezers, dropped out the keys in his room, said, "You're my emergency contact, so here's the key." All this kind of stuff. We have that kind of conversations, kind of stuff. Also with my colleagues, trying to get things back on track today. Still arrived a bit late. On the right hand side here, we have Microtel by Wyndham. And this has to do with employment for my Domestic Guardian. So she's got a new job, and just think of a employment package. Over here we have top right and top left, right. Me updating the Excel spreadsheet for contacts. So, what is this? Right, there are new employees at the workplace right now in the company that I'm working for. And so I just had to update some names, and obviously privacy, confidentiality, not going to mention the names. Let's just say PC or whatever by initial or whatever, and just let's leave it at that. Now we received some gifts. Speaking of workplace, some gifts from my colleagues KR and LB, who again I'm going to return some. I've also bought some stuff with them. I knew they would do this. So we have this like Werther's original hard candy, toffee flavor. We also have the German Knoppers Stork brand wafer. It's a hazelnut chocolate wafer, very nice, very amazing. Thank you. Small little candy, small little wafer treats. It's all in German, so it's in Dusch, so we call man. It's basically something that KR got from her daughter as she went to Germany, came back. So very thankful for them. Thank you so much for including me as part of, Alright, over here we have, just again, expressing gratitude. That's something I do on stream here anyways. That's part of what I try to get my mindset into. We have some stuff here doing with onboard, right, again, updating the contacts here on the phone as well as on Excel spreadsheet. Some of these coordinators, some of the restaurant workers, so on and so forth. We have this collage here, so captured down, of course, that's the one that you may see. What do we have here? We have now emails, so interruptions, and oh shoot, I just like hit something. Interruption, and I'm not exactly sure what I captured here. Interruption and companion. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is volunteering. So this is volunteering. Yeah, I'm lost. This is volunteering. Compliance, updating the policies thanks to the whole pandemic situation, COVID-19. So we have these emails coming in, and again, not showing any particular detail. Excuse me. That has maybe a little bit more detail than I would like to show. But basically, some steps I had to do. Updating the course, making sure I completed the courses, showing my 2 doses of vaccination, getting on par with the terms of agreement, the conduct or whatever, attending reorientation, all that kind of jazz. And that's basically what's there in that particular email that I blurred out substantially for privacy reasons. Once again, no ownership claiming over here. Continuation of that, you can see over here, right? It's just the top left, top right. That's what you saw right there. We got like 4 minutes left. Edit in browser, Word, desktop, app, save to drive. Basically uploading some of the volunteer hours that I said earlier over onto Drive and so on and so forth. Also here, this is a spreadsheet not to do with volunteering, but with my sleep cycles, diet, sleep, nutrition, cardio, fitness, am I arriving to work on time, punctuality. Everything's still pretty backdrop, but it's improving slightly bit by bit. Where I was still off cater by about like 5 to 6 hours. Is ridiculous. Upload a timesheet if you must. You can, of course, upload it. So there's been a timesheet for there's been a new system update for so I volunteer not just for the hospital, but also long-term care seniors home. So the seniors home coordinator is getting up in touch with all the volunteers saying, hey, our system requires hours for this particular August and September, or something happened. So we're just doing that. That's all I'm doing. Uploading that there. I had to scan, by the way, the timesheet volunteer. I had to dig that up. I showed that in the previous live stream like 2-3 days ago. I haven't touched that in like 3 years, but because of the reorientation, I'm getting like 3 hours or whatever, so I had to log the entry. I had to dig it up from 3 years ago. So you see it backed up here, long story short, progress report. Here's again fitness, having taken a dump twice as well, excretion, so waste. Yeah, I took a shit twice. Okay, that's congratulations. That means that it's good for your health. It clears your guts a little bit. Alright, on this left hand side panel we have some music. So this one, today I was playing Jid and Denzel Curry. Bruh, it's a remix. They're pretty high on the lyricism there. But also I was playing Royce the 5'9" and I think Boogie's Dumb. The Book of Ryan. So if you don't know that song, but you can just like Google that shit up on YouTube, whatever it is. We have here on the left hand side, so that's music, a little bit of music. On the down, we have like about a minute and a half left. But timesheet, right? Volunteering check, music check. Volunteer system here, so this has to do with the hospital here once again. Have you completed all the infection protocols? So again, COVID-19, the pandemic situation. Updating new courseware that I have to complete. This is the code of conduct. Over here in the middle here, COVID-19 pandemic. Once again, volunteers, staff, physicians all must comply. And over here we have University of Waterloo, so my alma mater. So this is university, and the right hand side having to do with education, philosophy, and life management. So our life is what our thoughts make of it, by Marcus Aurelius from Stoic Reflections. And of course on the left we celebrate this year's engineering graduate fellowship recipients alongside Dean Mary Wells of the Faculty of Engineering. So in both cases here, copyright notice, not my shit, not my stuff, for these photographs comes from University of Waterloo, as well as Stoic Reflections, 2 pages on Instagram. So I don't claim ownership for this. Check it out there. And okay, so that's that. We have only 30 seconds left, so it's unlikely we can complete anything. We'll probably consider doing this screenshot. You can see basically the collages here. We'll continue this into the second live stream later on. Let's just capture what we can, the last moments, the last 15 seconds, so twice in the same room. I was surprised here. I was like wondering what the hell's going on. I got a comment here saying that there was a reply to a comment I left on like a year ago. It turns out that it was like some sort of K-pop video. I was like exploring K-pop at that moment in time. So it's always like an interesting thing that you find yourself doing that you forget about. Anyways, that's it. We'll have to continue the next live stream.